And welcome to the rebroadcast. Yes. You are tuned in to our nightly 29 Days of Love with yours truly, Dr. Sabrina, the Success Broker. And tonight I want us to talk about 10 mistakes generally made by singles when they're dating. As we move on that road, hey, love to smile, hey, charming delights, thank you for joining, thank you for your hearts, thank you. Tonight we're talking about those mistakes that we make when we're single and we're dating. 10 mistakes that singles make while dating. Please include your followers and invite people to join us on this scope. I am going to get right into my list of 10. Oh my goodness, I got to hold it today. I don't have my little pod thing. But first mistake, hey, thank you for your hearts, thank you. The first mistakes that singles make is that they don't clearly communicate the needs and desires of the relationship. You need to have a list of standard, a list of things that you want out of a relationship. You know, if someone tells you that they just want to date, they don't want anything serious, but you're going in wanting something serious, don't get mad because they didn't turn over to what you wanted. Listen to what people tell you and then pay attention. Be clear about your expectations. And when you run up against a situation and someone else is not feeling that, they're not feeling what you're feeling, pay attention and then move the other way. I know I've had to do that. I know that I am the type of person right now where I'm at 50, is that I want to date someone who is intently trying to date me. I want someone who is going to spend the time to follow through on what they say they're going to do. If they say they're going to call me, I'm expecting them to call me. If they say they're going to reach out to me, I'm going to expect that because I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. So I need that. And if I'm not getting that within the first couple of conversations, I keep it pushing, boo. I keep it pushing. So be clear. Don't get into the habit of communicating something that you really don't want. So number one is don't communicate clearly the needs and desires for the relationship. Number two, you spend too much time. I said this last night. You spend too much time trying to make Mr. Wrong, Mr. Right. But you spend the same amount of time trying to convince yourself that Mr. Right is Mr. Wrong. Why do we do that? If someone ain't working, we trying to make them work. And then if somebody is working, we trying to figure out why they shouldn't work. So just kind of relax when somebody is working and kind of go with the flow. If it's flowing with you, stop overthinking it. And that's for men and women because both of us, I know we both do the same thing. Number three, this is a big one. Have sex way too soon. Have sex way too soon. Have sex way too soon. See, something happens when you get yoked up sexually that, especially for a lot of women. Now, women, I just have to say this. I got to be real about this thing. We can't do what men do. Because we're receivers, we're not givers. They're givers, and givers and receivers are different. We are receiving. So when we take something in, we grab it, we hold on to it, we want it. Have you ever, and this is just real life talk, real life stuff, have you ever dated a guy, been with a guy, ain't seen him in years, and then see him, and something within you quickens? Because you had received that. You have to make sure that this is the person for you when you go over into that realm of sex. I know people that have sex the first time they see somebody. What? What the what? Could you, with all this sexy diseases and a condom ain't enough, honey. There's some stuff out there that'll burn right through a condom. You better watch it. Number three is having sex too soon. Number four, you do not spend quality time getting to know one another. Spend some time talking and don't just text. Don't you know you really got to see somebody, talk to somebody, spend some time with somebody, see what they like, spend some time with them. So often you see a picture of a guy and that's your boo. Really? He look cute, so that's your boo. Mm-mm. She fine. She got the greatest shape in the world. Mm-mm. It takes much more than that to make a relationship work. So, spend some quality time. Number 5 is settle for anything as not to be alone. Haven't you heard those people say, oh, it's better to have something than have nothing? If you can't have the one you love, love the one you with. What? No. No. Don't settle. If you truly believe that God has your best interest in heart, and you think that someone that is not good to you is the best that you can do, you're shortchanging God. He has something better for you. So if you think that's good, just wait till you get what he really has for you. The person that really wants to love on you. The person that wants to appreciate you. The person that wants to spend every moment talking to you and looking at you and touching on you and all of those wonderful things that you have in relationships. You can have that if you don't settle for less than. Hey, Stacy Foster, I saw you joining. Hey, my brother. I think that it's important that you don't settle and that we don't co-sign people settling. Let's not do that with each other. So number 6, you get involved with people that don't have common values, common morals, common outlooks. You got to have some commonality. I'm not saying that you have to be the same, but I'm not a cusser and a drinker and all of that. So I don't want to be with someone that I'm going to be out with them and then I'm scared that anything that they say, they're going to be cussing in front of people. I have to have some commonality in how we navigate this thing. I want someone that's compassionate. I want someone that's caring. I don't want anyone that's going, I don't like people. What, really? I love people. That's a problem. So you want to have some common values, some common core values. I'm a Christian. I personally really have to be with someone who believes in God. I really do. Now, you don't have to study like I do. You don't have to have the same relationship that I do, but I need you to have a relationship with the man. I definitely do. That's important to me. So have that standard for yourself of what you know are your core values. Know what they are. Then number 7, dating too soon after a breakup. You know, that's called the rebounding. Start dating when you have fully gotten over the last person so that you're not making the next person responsible for what the last person did. Don't jump out there too soon. Give yourself time to heal. And I say this to all people. You really need to learn how to just spend some time alone. Spend some time doing some things by yourself, with yourself. Have you ever just taken yourself out to the movies? Do you even like your own company? If you don't like your company, why you think somebody else gonna like your company? Oh, now that's good stuff right there. I like my company, so I can go out and go to the movies by myself or go to dinner by myself and just spend some time alone. Do some things for myself that I may want my mate to do for me at some point, but I know how to do it for me. So I am not gonna jump out there quickly after a breakup because I want to make sure that I'm whole and I'm healed and I'm not still damaged and grieving. Because, you know, any loss, you go through some grief. Let yourself go through the grieving process. So don't date too soon after the last breakup. Number 8, letting outside influences, trying to please everyone but yourself. Oh, that's a good one. Someone tells you that you need to date this person because you the preacher and they a preacher, but you don't like them. You don't like them. And if you don't like them, don't date them. Don't let someone else determine what's best for you. You know you. You determine what's best for you. You know what you like. I have a very good friend, and she and her husband are now pastors and first ladies of a church. But when he grew up in the church and she didn't. And so when he first met her and started dating her and he wanted to take her to a church function, she came, at this time was back in the 60s or 70s, she came with a miniskirt on and the family was just mortified. But he liked her and he kept on liking her and he married her. And now they have built a wonderful relationship. And so you have to do what's going to work for you. Because what works in your house may not work in anybody else's house, but it'll still work. So trust your voice for yourself. Then number 9 is treating the date. Ooh, this is good. Treating the date like a mate. Acting married while you're single. I got a biggie on this one. When you're dating and you're single, act single. Date. Dating is collecting data. And if I'm dating you, I'm not super serious about you. You're not my only person that I may talk to, because I am busy collecting data. Collecting data does not mean that I sleep with everyone that I'm dating. I'm collecting data. I might go out to dinner, I might go to the show, I might go to a play, things of that nature. But I'm not acting like I'm married when I'm not married. Because what people run into is that they start acting like they're married when they're not married, never get married, and then they get those roles twisted. So then when they do get married, then they try and act single because they never had the time to fully enjoy and engage in their singlehoodness. So when you're single, be single, so that when it's time for you to be married, you can truly devote your time to marriage. And then number 10, do not pay attention to the warning signs that things will not work. There's always those red flags that come up, that things aren't working, that this ain't the one, that this don't feel right for you. And it may be minute, it may be large, but then you don't pay attention to it. And then you get 10, 15 years down the line and go, I hate this person. And it's the very same thing that got up under your skin that just was a non-negotiable for you. Make a list of non-negotiables. For me, there are some non-negotiables. Certain things I'm just not going to deal with. Certain things I just can't. And so I communicate those things. And if the person can't deal with that, deuces. Peace out, as they say. So know those 10 things that people do, to the mistakes that they make when they're single and dating. They are not clearly communicating the needs and desires for the relationship. You spend too much time trying to make Mr. or Mrs. Wrong, Mrs. Right. Or you have sex way too soon, which, for us Christians, that's before marriage. It's too soon. Am I saying it? Number 4, you do not spend quality time getting to know the other person. You just jump on in. He fine, she fine, so that's yours. Get to know the person. Then number 5, you settle for anything as just not to be alone. Don't settle. That's not what God has for you. And then not having common values, things in common, things that you like to do together. And number 7, dating too soon after a breakup. Number 8, outside influences, trying to please everyone but yourself. And then number 9, treating the date like a mate, acting married when you're single. And then number 10, not paying attention to the warning signs that this person may not be all right. They may be violent. They may be aggressive. And there's a difference between aggression and assertiveness. And so knowing, I can't deal with mean. So if a person shows me a mean streak, or they gonna cuss at me, or they might try to grab me, done. Because I can't do domestic violence. I just can't. I don't want you to hit me. I'm not going to put my hands on you. I don't want you putting your hands on me. I'm not going to cuss you. Don't you cuss me. So have your list of non-negotiables. And as soon as it show up, get to pushing. That is day number 8, the 10 common mistakes that singles make when they're dating. We will be right back here tomorrow at 11 p.m. for day number 9 of the 29 Days of Love with yours truly, Dr. Sabrina. I love you, beloved. I will see you tomorrow night.